What's up?
What's up?
You got your gain down? Where's your gain at?
Right there in the middle.
Carry down a little bit.
Okay.
Probably. I don't know for sure. So I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah. Dude.
What's up?
What's up?
How are you?
This is good.
We're recording in the daylight instead of midnight.
Mhm.
So we're all fresh.
My brain works better in the morning.
Questionable.
It's kind of like your opinion.
That's legit.
Yeah, so happy Sunday.
Happy Sunday.
What are
It's
we
a
doing today?
beautiful Sunday.
It is. We lost winter. Winter's gone.
That's why I'm moving.
You're not.
Where are you going to move to? Winter?
You think in Washington? Like I said that? No, art.
That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
That is weird.
Uh-huh.
I wanted to know where
Washington.
you were talking about.
Oregon, maybe.
Are you sucking on candy?
I am.
Yeah, we hear that.
Uh-huh.
So do they.
Okay, I'm done.
So Washington, Shelly's out. We need to find a third person for the podcast.
Sandra.
Yeah, she'll fit right in. She's always available.
And she wants to.
Yeah, she said that. She's actually already on the podcast. She said that. Remember, she's going to be our tech gal in that chair right there.
She's right
Yeah.
there.
I don't,
That
know.
one?
I don't remember her ever saying that. I remember you saying that a few times.
I remember. Mm-hmm.
She
I
said
remember.
she wanted to do that.
Yeah.
I've never heard of it.
The problem is
Yeah.
she doesn't have time to do anything, you know?
She's out being of service to the community.
Yeah, that's what she's. Oh, you did get down on candy. Oh, yeah. Are you wearing lipstick? There's no reason to fix it now.
It looks good.
Don't just.
It looks good.
Back in the day.
You need to get your dorky heels out to match those things. So, guys, there's stuff going on in the news.
Really?
So much stuff going on.
Not in your world, but in the real world, there's a lot of stuff going on. There's a lot of stuff.
A lot of weird stuff. Everybody's eating babies.
What?
Truthfully, intestines taste like
Ellen DeGeneres,
cheese,
cream
correct?
cheese.
What?
That's what you're saying.
Yeah, dude, there's some weird stuff in these files. Which I haven't done the deep dive into these files, and we talked a little bit about it earlier. I mean, there's crazy stuff in there.
Yeah.
Like what?
I haven't gone fully into the files. Like I've skimmed the top. I didn't like what I saw. And I honestly think the more like somebody were to like divulge for that, the more poison it is to your mind and your brain.
Well, because the problem is that it's bigger than our brains can comprehend. So, like, if you take it for what it is, do you know anything of Jeffrey Epstein?
He supposedly committed suicide, correct?
Okay,
He
so
had
you
an
know
island.
nothing.
He had an island, and
So you-
rich people
so
would
you
go
know.
there, and the
Yeah.
sex trafficking ring, basically, correct?
Yeah, an island.
Yeah, but the
Little
back
nicknames.
thing. Okay, so Jeffrey Epstein, Israeli, believed to work for Israeli Mossad, which is like their CIA or their special service. And on paper, he was a billionaire, financier, wealth management guy. That's how he got all his money or whatever. It is weird that in Oklahoma he won an $85 million Powerball or something.
Didn't he win it twice?
Yeah,
won
he won
twice.
twice.
I've
So
heard
the weird thing is now there's this conspiracy that like they did like a lot of the Sandy Hook victims names and their last names against jackpot winners, and a lot of them are like their names have been hit. So now they're saying that, or the theory is that they're using the jackpot or the Powerball or the Mega Millions as like payoffs for like things, which is a whole weird conspiracy. We're not going to go into that. But anyway, so Jeffrey Epstein has paid $200, questionably thousands of times, to have these 13, 14, 15-year-old girls over to a house to give him a massage sexually. And he'd always go to the other side. So in Miami, in his place in Miami, he would like, or in Florida or whatever, he would send Ghislaine Maxwell out to get these girls, and she would recruit girls. And then they would get these girls from like the other side of the tracks, the wrong side of the tracks, that were just from bad families or lower economic status. And they bring them over, and then they would do these favors, make $200, and then they would recruit their friends. So it was this whole entire ring of if they didn't want to do it anymore, then they'd just bring their friends in and they would quote unquote pimp their friends out and make like a cut. And he was just doing this everywhere. And then he'd take them and promise them modeling trips and stuff to the island. And then multiple people were involved with that. And that's what these files are. And I think I guess what my theory would be is that his whole entire job was to bring the elites together. Everything was recorded. Epstein had cameras in every single room. He had recorders everywhere, on his plane, everywhere. And so he would create environments where acts were being done, and then he would blackmail you. And he would get you doing dirt, and then he had some control over you. So then my theory is that like if you have like a Bill Clinton, like you get him doing something, I'll get you into office. We have the money. Like we'll get you elected, whoop-de-whoop. You can live your wildest life, whatever. And if they say no, he goes, well, I'll release all these things that I have you doing. And so they go like, so my whole entire career in life is ruined, or I do what they say.
Okay.
And so this goes all back to the state of Israel and how much power the Jewish people have in all actuality. And he has it not just in America, not in just the government, but he has it with Hollywood. He has it in countries all around the world. He has it with everybody. He's been doing this for so long. So the issue that we were talking about earlier is that how do you bring down a ring that does the most grotesque acts where sexual things are actually the least crazy things that they're doing, eating babies, adrenochrome. Literally there's emails that are talking about baby intestines tasting like cream cheese. Like I'm talking like horrific things. There's a whole bunch of emails talking about, did you torture her? Did you enjoy torturing her? Like all of these things, which all goes back to Pizzagate. Did you know what Pizzagate was?
No.
So Pizzagate was in the late 2000s, early 2000 teens. And it was when Hillary's emails or John Podesta's, one of those twos went through WikiLeaks. They got leaked. And there was a whole bunch of emails in which I'm sure you've heard like Obama talking about spending $40,000 on hot dogs and pizza. And they say, and I don't remember these offhand, you could easily find this out, but it's like pizza was young girls, hot dogs was young boys. There's a whole list of them, of these, what the actual meanings behind these words were. And they were just in random spots. So you have like a president talking to another elite, and they're like, well, I'll take 5 hot dogs. Are there going to be pizza there? And they're like, it's like, what are you talking about? You're going to like, you're talking about pizza and hot dogs going to like oh yeah. So Pizzagate was a big thing, and it got like made fun of. It was a conspiracy. It was a crazy conspiracy. Right. Okay. And now these files are being released, and it's like, they're real. Like everything. So Comet Ping Pong in Washington, DC was a pizza place. And if you want to see something crazy, get your phone out and look up Comet Ping Pong wall art. Okay. This is a pizza shop.
Comet Ping Pong
wall art, if you Google that. But there's like pictures of kids being like pale and laid in gardens, and just strange pictures. Whoever that owner was, his old logo for his pizza shop was the NAMBLA, or the boy love symbol. It's like a triangle that goes in on itself, like this, like triangle that goes in on itself.
Okay.
And that was his pizza logo sign. And so there's a whole bunch of weird coincidences that happen. But my take on this whole thing is, yes, I'm 100% that Jeffrey Epstein was a creep and that he was blackmailing people.
For sure.
I think that if I were an elite and this was happening and these files were coming out.
Why would they ever come out?
They are. I mean, slowly.
No, they are now. Well, what I'm saying is like, why would somebody like Jeffrey Epstein ever get in trouble? He's connected with some of the most elite people, the most influential people there is ever.
Correct. But I still think there's good elites. I don't think that every elite is like a bad reptilian. There's good ones. There's ones that leave politics. There's ones that leave politics because they can't believe what's going on in them. Like they're like, this is crazy. There are good. there's good actors, there's good people in Hollywood that are like genuinely good people that don't connect with the Hollywood vibe and stuff. Like to think that there's no good people, like what if we made a comedy movie and got famous? Are we bad people now?
We wouldn't be that.
Why only us though? Like the Jonah Hills, the Channing Tatums, like the guy, the Steve Martins and the Dan Aykroyds and all the SNL guys.
You know, he's not in the Epstein files. Kim Jong-un.
Who?
Well, yeah, he doesn't even.
Vladimir Putin.
Oh, North Korea.
I don't know. We don't know. We don't know who's not in there.
We can look in the DOJ files.
Yeah, there's only 9 million pages. Oh, my point is that if I were one of these elite, if I was Donald Trump, what would I do to like limit the blow of my name being in there 19,000 times, like mentioned in the files more than Harry Potter's names mentioned in the entire series of Harry Potter? Is I would create fake emails that were bonkers. Like, did you deep throat the iguana tail? And then mix them in.
Just flood it.
Yeah, because then it's like, well, nobody was obviously making out with the Tyrannosaurus Rex, you know? And then people see that and they're like, Tyrannosaurus Rex is already in existence. There's no way this could be true. And then you'd get some people that say, none of them are true. Look, it says that somebody made out with the Tyrannosaurus Rex. You know, like I would create this.
A bunch of excess stuff to
Limit
then
the
nobody could deter what was real and
correct.
what wasn't.
What's real and what's
Like,
fake? You don't even know.
Once you get some non-credible pieces, it slowly debunks all of it.
And then
Well, if that one's fake, then
yeah, in any court case, if you have a jailhouse snitch, what do you do to make that guy's story crazy? Is you
make them uncredible.
uncredible. Tell one false thing about him, and you're like, you can't believe anything the fucker says, you know. And so I don't necessarily believe the 9,000 files. What I don't get is like they say that they're redacting information because of names and identities and stuff that don't want to be revealed. But it's like, why are their entire pages redacted? You can just redact the name then. You know, you can just block out the name. And then they're releasing the files, but like both parties in the email are like limited. So it's just the things that were said. And it's like, what the fuck does that matter?
Yeah.
Like,
Can't do anything with that.
did you know that one person one day said this to another person we don't know? Nobody cares.
Yeah, the part that gets me is like they're releasing the files on the DOJ website, so that means it's like being processed. You know what I mean? No arrests. And
0 arrests.
right, which is crazy. And there's the conspiracy theorist inside of me makes me think that they're not doing that to like normalize it and comfort it. You know what I mean? To see what they can get away with. Because obviously here in America, they could pretty much do whatever they want. And everybody's so comfortable that they're like, that sucks.
We're also
I'm going to
distracted
protest
now.
and then we're going to go back to work.
Which, what do protests even do? I was driving by them yesterday and I was like, how many people drive by this corner and see the guy in green that says release the files? And they go, yeah, I'm for that now.
Yep.
Or the other side. Like, how many people? Like, what does a protest actually accomplish?
I don't know. I've never really got into that.
Sandra believes that it's like the people don't believe that they care if they don't go protest. And I'm like the people protesting in their minds are like, people are going to think I don't care if I don't go protest. Like, that's not the reason for a protest though. Like, what, like,
Just to prove that you care?
I don't know. I couldn't come up with any reason because like ultimately
You'd have to get, the only thing I can see to actually do a protest would be to get a big enough movement to where your local government,
Million Man March.
you'd have to get like, a massive, to where they're like, these people aren't playing. They want this.
We're surrounded.
Yeah. There's a lot of,
Yeah.
you know, but when you have like small little things, it's just,
Don't you guys have jobs?
they don't.
Isn't that wild though? Like, you guys can just take off like 4 days or a week and protest. Like, what do you guys do? Early retirement? Life's good. That like what? I don't know. It's crazy. So the other part about Jeffrey Epstein that's crazy is he gets arrested. He goes to New York County Jail. I don't know what it is. I don't think it's Rikers. I don't think it was Rikers. No, I think it was downtown Metro, New York Metro.
Oh yeah, no,
correctional or something like that. And it was a pretty shisty jail. Like, it didn't seem like it was in the best of sorts. The guards conveniently fall asleep the camera goes off and Epstein's dead.
And no funeral.
What you doing?
I was seeing what jail he was.
I think it's correctional, New York Metro Correctional.
Something. Yeah.
Either way,
Metropolitan Correctional.
Yeah.
yeah. So the cameras are off for an hour. They have no proof of it. He's on suicide watch. They told him to keep him on suicide watch. And then he commits suicide.
Which is crazy because I've been in institutions, and if you get put on a suicide watch, they take every
Turtle suit.
eat everything. Turtle suit. You're not killing yourself.
And in New York, I'm sure it's even, dude,
You're not.
I mean, you could headbutt the
But
wall.
even then, they'll come in until restrain you. If they see you doing anything, they're gonna come in, they're gonna put you in a chair like this.
Yeah, turtle suit. You with like a spit mask.
Yeah, all
Dude, like you are not, you're
Seriously?
God, dude. You'd have to like whip your neck as hard as you could and try to break your neck by like force.
I'm gonna flex and bust out of it.
Not about like suicide consists of like break your own neck or something, dude.
I don't know that.
Yeah, I don't either. So I think that that's weird. And I don't know how much truth there is to this. You should Google it while I'm talking about it. But they say that Epstein looked into plastic surgery.
I don't think he's dead.
I don't think
I
there's
think they
any
use that.
chance.
I think they use that as a way to like bring the story out, right? And then they just extract him. He's one of the richest, most powerful dudes on the planet. He's not gonna sit in a normal county jail.
I don't even know how he got there. Even when he was on ankle monitor, he was bringing these 14-year-old girls over to,
Which brings me back to what I was saying. So they're either releasing the files to like normalize it and like comfort it, and no arrests.
0 arrests.
So the conspiracy theorist in me tells me that they're bringing out all this information to like get the American people going, get them like riled up because they're getting mad. People are mad until they start doing something. Until the American people start doing something on their own, and it's all part of the game plan. So then they can come in and like martial law our ass.
When did all this come out?
When what thing?
Files?
The files are just now this year. The Jeffrey Epstein. There's documentaries about him and his stuff in the 2000 teens. He's been doing this since the 90s.
So you're telling me that in all these years, nobody caught on? Nobody.
He settled out of court. He settled out of court hugely in early 2000s after getting caught. I mean, getting caught.
I'm saying even with all these elites, all these other rich people, nobody in all of that time it all went under the radar.
Yeah, and here's how. Okay, so if you play it out, let's say that you're running for office. Okay, you're. I'm going to dive into politics. Okay, the only way to get elected is to have money. The only way to get elected is to have money. So you have to go and look for donors, no matter what. Okay, there's the rich people in your community that will obviously fund you, and by funding you, they're also lobbying you to get you to vote for red or blue causes or whatever. And you either bend your worldview, unless it's right in line. Let's just say you match a donor and they're like, we have the same exact views. Oh my gosh. And you're like, fantastic, right? Chances are that's not it. Everybody has an agenda. The people that have pig farms want legislature to go through to protect pig farms. And the people that are in big industry want low wages. And, there's things that people push for. The tobacco industry wants you not to look into tobacco harm and cancer, so there's all of these different things. And so when you're going for a bigger political role, governor or Senate or Congress, you need funding. In order to beat your opponent, you have to have funding.
Mhm.
And so what I think is I think that some people, good people, find the Epsteins, and I think there's probably multiple. To think that he's the only one doing this is a wild thing, but he's the most nefarious and the largest. I think he'd be the big wig of them. But he's like, I'll give you $100 million. I'll give Yale $100 million to do research, but put my name up on this building. I'll give Harvard $100 million to do this. And then they look the other direction so that he can perform a certain way. And so I think what happens is you're like, oh my gosh, I got this great donor, right? And I can actually have a chance to be my opponent. And he's like, Shelly, come on. I have a party going on this weekend. It's in this island or whatever. You're not thinking I'm going to go there and it's going to be quite literally the devil just doing crazy stuff, right? And so I think you go there and you see familiar faces that you've seen on TV, or you see the Bill Gates, and you see the Musks, and you see the Bill Clintons, and you see all the people on this list, and you're at an elite party, right? And you still have your morals. You're good, right? And I think that there's, I don't think it's probably just like you show up to the island and there's naked people running around frolicking with champagne. They show you a little bit. So you're just when you first go the first time, you're just going to see the ballroom, and you're going to see some people drinking and laughing and other people of your level. And I think that I would imagine you're vetted in, and they're baby step or grooming you to see certain things. And so I would imagine at some point there might be drugs brought in, or at some point you might see young girls walking around, but you don't know why they're there, right? And so you still just do your thing and you leave that party and you go back, but you have your money, right? Now, if it comes out that there was sex parties there with kids and you were at that party, you're on the list now, right? You didn't say nothing. You didn't say nothing when you saw little girls walking around that party or the drugs. You didn't say nothing. So now you're guilty by association and you haven't done anything. Okay. So now when it comes to conspiracy, you are of the knowledge of what's going on there. Even though you don't know everything, you didn't do anything about it, right? So now you need money to run again, or you're running out of money. So you reach out to old Jeff and he's like, I can send you some more money. Come to this party. And you're like, all right, cool. You go to that party and you might get a little bit more access, or just view something that made you like a 14-year-old comes out in a bikini. There's no moms running around or dads running around. You're just like, what's going on? Or you see Jeffrey grab one of them by the hand and walk to a back room or something and come out, or you see the faces on them and they don't look happy, or you become more aware of what's going on there, right? But you take that money and you go back and you still have morals and ethics. And so you still stand up for what you believe in and you do your office stuff. And then you go to a third party. And I think that this is what happens. However, I think some people indulge more, and some people are just in the I'm guilty by association piece. And so I think that Donald, I think Bill, I think Bill Gates, I think some of these guys partook in some crazy real bad things. I mean, really, really bad pedophilia and stuff. I believe that there's videos and there's stuff of them. If the blackmail existed, all of those files are somewhere. And so they have the proof, especially if that's what Epstein's intentions were the whole time, was to blackmail people. That means they got access to that stuff, or they should have, unless there was a kill switch somehow, which I just can't imagine. I would imagine it's on hard devices, you know? And so I don't think that people just went like, I like pedophilia and tried to get to the island. Right. I think that, you know, Epstein was probably smart about it. He probably offered you an 18-year-old and then 17 and a half or something. And then he pushed that envelope as far as he could. And some went far and some were like, whoa, what are you doing? And, you know, I feel like he did it with so much intention and plan that.
Maybe even like a sneak attack. It's just like, yeah, I got this 20-year-old. And then you go do whatever you would do. And then he's just like, yeah, sorry, she was 15.
Did you even ask or whatever? Yeah. And he traps you.
Yeah.
I think it's all traps. I wouldn't be surprised if there was like GHB, or like party drugs. I wouldn't be surprised if you were doing a deed and then he sent a girl in to partake with it. You know, like there's so many, if he was there to blackmail you, he's literally trying to catch you in the act of whatever he can. And so anyway, 9 million files or pages of the files. And there's the wildest stuff in there. I mean, there's just wild, the few that I've even read, I've probably read 100 or 200.
They're saying that he invented Bitcoin.
Right.
And that's crazy, huh?
He invented it?
Yeah.
Well, nobody knows who invented it.
But in his emails, they're saying that right at the time that Bitcoin had surfaced, he said something about funding secured or something like that. There's a whole deal on it.
We're talking about eating babies.
Eating babies, adrenochrome.
Drinking their blood.
What?
And then the number of missing persons and stuff is there's just a lot of unknown.
Today's the first day I've heard that. I've only known of a sex,
and that's good.
sex ring.
I highly recommend people don't like go into it, man. It's nothing but poison. It's nothing but bad
well,
shit.
the
I
problem
don't
with-
plan on.
Well, the problem with it is exactly what he mentioned earlier, which is the idea that like, okay, so we find out that Bill and Hillary are in the files and that they've been subpoenaed to go to court for them. The first time they didn't go, they got threatened with contempt, and now they're going to go speak on it, which I'm sure they say the fifth.
For sure.
You plead the fifth, which is our constitutional right to not speak. But like, so as soon as you find out that, I mean, black and white, John Doe says, I want another this, like last time, I'd like to torture, like the black and white, like you're caught. It's like, why isn't that motherfucker in cuffs that day? Why isn't he in cuffs on day one? I don't care the class that you're in or what level of politics you're in. Once you've committed harm towards a child, like
Yes.
you're in at least your county, wherever that may be, and you're starting this process. I don't care if you bond out or not, but there needs to be arrests. It needs to be on your record that you're facing this stuff. And then there needs to be attorneys that are doing class action or doing something to like I don't even know how that works. There needs to be legit moral prosecutors that are like, no, we're doing a wipeout. We're doing a cleansing. We're like a complete reform of this because it cannot be this way. You're not above us just because you're elected in or just because whatever, you're not above us. And they already are. I mean, they're making $200,000 a year and they do a 4-year or 8-year term. They're worth $200 million. It's like something don't add up right there, dude. Like something don't add up.
It's real hard to think that.
It's crazy though, and they say there's no insider trading or no any of that. It's like, which is why I think that like money's fake, dude. I think that once you're in, it's all just digits on a computer anyway. So I think that they just like, hey, Zach, go ahead and pick up XYZ right now and let it sit. And then like 4 years, snap, I'm one of you guys. Now I have 80 mil. I think that's what it is though. Like, I think that if you emulated any of the Nancy Pelosi's, Chuck Schumer's, the bigwigs in politics, if you could just copy their investing portfolio.
I have that on my phone.
Are you rich?
I haven't used it.
Oh, that's crazy. So you just got the app.
Yeah, it's called Autopilot. And you can actually connect your Robinhood, your Webull, your account.
I've heard of that actually, but I don't know if it's real.
I just haven't.
I've never heard of any of that.
I just think that like, why couldn't you just put like 1,000 into whatever I guess they're investing a lot of money too, because they're all rich when they even get into politics.
Yeah, that's the thing is when they're investing, $6 million compared to my, $300.
Such a barrier, dude. It makes it just feel impossible. Like when you just think like how much power they actually have, like how much, like the politicians we elect, it's like you're just electing rich people to do rich people things, and you're still a layman no matter how you look at it.
Yeah, the crappy part is once you have that amount of money in that power, you can't really take it away. The money buys everything.
And once you have money, you can make money with it.
Yeah.
It's like you don't
even have to be good at anything.
It's like, what's his name? What's the guy manipulating time? Fogelman or whatever. I don't know what it is, but it's like when he does the videos where he's like, yo, you want to be rich, dude? Just buy five apartment complexes. Sell 3 of them. Then you'll get some passive income. Keep 2 of them. And then buy a house. Actually buy 2 houses.
10x.
And then sell one of those houses and 10x that shit. Then you'll be rich. I'm going to kick your butt. Like he just says like the BS, because everybody's get rich schemes are like,
all you want to buy a 30-man apartment,
10 duplexes. Yeah, just buy 10 duplexes, sell 8 of them, keep 2 of them.
Oh, why didn't I think of it?
Yeah,
I'm over here working for my paycheck when I could just buy a 30-unit apartment complex.
Oh, yeah, dude. And he does them all too, dude. He's like,
my day is one.
Just take $10,000 and invest it and turn it into $100,000, and then you don't have to work a day in your life. And then invest that $100,000 and make $1 million. Just 10x that stuff.
Just keep.
And if you keep 10xing it, dude, 3 times, you turn 100,000 into 100 million.
Why stop there?
Why stop there, dude?
1x that shit.
It's so awesome, dude. He's so funny. He's good stuff. Yeah. So the Epstein thing, I don't know, dude. I'm pretty hopeless about it though. Like, I don't think I do think it's a testing ground. I don't think there's a lot of people resigning though. There's a lot of people like there's princes and
For sure. That's a fact.
I mean, what are facts? Do we know?
I mean, you said it.
I know that Prince Andrew got kicked out of the palace.
What?
Yeah, he was gone.
He was the first one. He got caught like with a 17 or a 16-year-old in pictures and stuff. And then he did an interview and they're like, yeah, she said that you were all sweaty and gross. And he goes, the funny thing about that is during this time period, and it was like 2009 to 2012, he's like, I had an issue where I couldn't sweat. So I know that's not true. That was his argument. Is like,
what?
I had a condition where I couldn't sweat.
You had a condition where you couldn't sweat?
That was what he said on that live interview. And so anyway, I'm pretty sure that he was not dethroned because he wasn't the king or whatever, but he was exiled. He was like, yo, bro, you got caught.
Yeah, it just makes me nervous about the whole situation because I feel like it's all part of like a game plan strategized. Because these people that are at the top, all they do is have time to strategize and plan. Like these files being released isn't something that you're just like, oh no, I hope this information doesn't come out about me. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and
They're using it as their next step to do their next thing. Is what they're doing.
Well, and they're so brilliant at chess, the game of chess.
Yeah, like, I hope that people will act
Yeah.
because we got this backed up, lined up.
As long as they revolt, we can do martial law.
Yep.
And then we can get this passed. And here comes the next Patriot Act.
Yep. Oh, you guys aren't going to pay your taxes?
Oh, you want to feel safe? You want to feel safe? Then we'll pass this law.
Mhm.
And then we pass this next Patriot Act. And it's like, now
That's the part
you can't lock your doors at night. You know, they can do just searches. Like, they can just pull you over and just go through your stuff.
Just like
They can-
a dictatorship.
Yeah. Just, you have to walk around with your background on the front of your shirt and stuff.
Digitalized.
That's the whole thing, dude, is the digital ID and social
currency?
credit score.
And social credit score. Oh, yeah.
Because once they get rid of paper money, once they get rid of the true like currency that we can keep, and it's just digits and it's electric,
We're fucked.
you're so fucked.
So
They can just shut you down if you're a criminal. They can just shut you down, and then you're just left out there to the wolves
or
trading
if you
gold
just
and
like
silver.
end up in debt, they're just going to take it. You know what I mean? There's a point in time right now where they're like, you owe us money. And you're just like, yeah, okay, well,
Come
get it.
collect.
Yeah, I'm right here. If you get to turn it to digital, they're just go into the negative. You just be in this negative void. You know?
Do you think they'd let you get there, or do you think? I mean, because I think they're so smart, and we've talked about this in the past too. Where like, I think that they keep you comfortable enough to where I have this office where we can set up this podcast room, but uncomfortable enough where I have to fear if I'm going to be able to pay for the next month.
Right.
And so you're in this mode of like, I'm comfortable. We eat steak, you know, I can eat crab, but I'm
to work.
but I'm working.
You're working.
And I have to. I can't quit, or everything falls apart. I'm like one bad thing happening away from like not being able to make it, you know? And I feel like most people are like like a $10,000 bill, you know,
Which isn't much.
you're effed, dude. Like, I mean, to fix my engine, I had to get money from people. Borrow money. I didn't have a safety net. I didn't have the ability to just drop.
Tendering.
Yeah, I didn't have that, you know? And so it's like, I'm grateful that I have that, but I mean, it's not digital, but it's like, you just moved into the negatives. You know what I mean? And so it's like, I feel like most people are, and I drive through my neighborhood. I drive through neighborhoods and I just feel like, what do you guys all do?
Mhm.
Like, where do all you guys work that you can afford this? Like, and maybe they're all just stressed out too, just trying to muster through it like everybody. But I oftentimes see people driving nice trucks, or like see people drive like the crumble cookie people across the street. They got the Cyborg truck, and they also got they got a Bronco, and all of these vehicles have crumble instead of like the Ford logo.
They use that as their business then. So that means they can use the business.
Great. The cookie business is that good, dude. You know what I mean?
No, but it's just part of the expense. You mark it down as an expense.
I hear you. I know. What I'm saying is all of these people in this neighborhood do stuff to be able to afford this neighborhood.
In fact, probably the only reason they have the crumble truck is because they put crumble on the truck.
No, I hear you. What I'm saying is okay, so go to the neighbor's house, the next door neighbors. Go to all the people in this whole neighborhood, you know, They've all got 2 cars. They've all got kids running around on nice toys. They've all got.
And they're all in debt.
No, that's my point. Is like society as a whole live like you're okay, but we always owe. I bet if you did like a survey of this whole neighborhood who's debt free,
No.
or low, under 5% are like debt free. You know, that's a shitty statistic, bro. Like none of us are ahead. Nobody's ahead. So you have to think about that from the elite perspective. When you're talking about controlling a population of 350 million, you make them all feel like they're doing okay. You make them all feel like you got 2 cars, you got food in your fridge, you got the ability to do what you want to do, but you owe us for life. You know, like you're always a step behind. No matter how far ahead you are, you're always a step behind. Like my parents are debt free. You know, my dad and Sharon owned a pawn shop and then he did fencing and they're debt free, but they live a frugal lifestyle. You know, like when they come down here, we eat out. We don't eat out at Top Notch. We just eat out, you know, and you let their money work for them. And I think by the time I'm 70, I hope that I'm debt free. I hope that I'm at least at 0, which is a crazy hope. You know, that you don't owe nobody money when you get to the end of your life. That's a shitty spot. Like we're born onto a plane of existence that
A flat plane.
whether it's round or flat,
We're definitely more.
yeah. But like
I'm not convinced.
we're born on. I sent you a video today. You
Yeah,
should have watched, dude. I could convince you. But you're born on this. You're born on this planet or this plane, and you are born with debt. Like the hospital bill from you being born is a debt to your family, and then your whole entire life, you're kept in debt. And it's like money isn't even real. Like, you know, like it's a construct that we've created to keep people in line, to keep people in check. It sucks.
Stupid. And then all the ones that get out of control are the ones with all the money.
Yeah, once you get some money, you're like, time to play.
Yeah. What are you gonna do?
You want some baby intestines?
Oh my God.
Yeah. That shit's crazy.
How do you even get to that point though? Like what person? So I just try to think like you have like a politician. You have like a politician, and you get some money and you go to the island, and then do they serve it? Because like, dude, somebody tries to put Rocky Mountain oysters in front of me. I'm like, whoa, dude, no, I will not eat cow balls. Great, good for you. I don't eat tongue. I don't eat tripe. I don't.
Why?
A mental thing. A texture in my head, it's gross, and that's it. And I don't need to because there's hamburger, which is questionably just as gross.
Yeah.
But I grew up on it, so I'm conditioned to like it or whatever. I don't know. I can't justify that. But I will tell you that if I was offered baby intestines, like this is a portion of baby intestines.
I feed it to you and then tell you about it.
I doubt it, dude.
That's how they sneak most people into eating Rocky Mountain oysters. They're like, yeah, it's chicken. Have a bite. Then you have a bite and you're like, this is a chicken. And they're like, yeah, I got you, but it's good, huh? And you're like, yeah, it's all right.
No,
Rocky Mountain oysters aren't that bad.
I don't think that's how they're sneaking baby intestines. I think it's like, no, you got to try this. You got to try this. It's fire. You should drink some blood too. It's really good for you. It'll give you.
Who just does that?
I feel like if you drink enough blood, you're gonna get sick.
Spoken like a layman, dude. These people be fucking gargling.
Oh.
I don't know, dude. I don't know how sick they get.
You think they gargle it or do you think they drink it?
I don't know. Imagine if
Do you believe this is happening?
Yes. I don't know. It seems crazy that I said yes, but here's where I'm at with conspiracy show is if I go into any conspiracy, I'm way more likely to believe that it came from somewhere out of truth at some point than I am to think that it's not. And I'm talking pretty much the whole scope of conspiracies.
So, like with that, the only time I've ever heard of any is like with Satanism, right?
That's what
Things
they're saying.
That's what they're saying.
We're saying the elites.
What is it? Crowley? Alfred Crowley? Who is the Satanist that was heavily involved in politics? Look up Crowley. Look up
Crowley.
Big Satanist involved in U.S. politics.
Political Satanist?
Yeah. It's Crowley or Carlson or something.
Aleister Crowley?
Yeah. Alistair. So, but that's like one of the people that had secret meetings and like there's all of this stuff that came from, like he was a Satanist, he was involved with politics. There's also like, if you look at the
He believed in a different kind. It wasn't like the angel Lucifer, that kind of thing.
Okay, what kind it was? It was
He
the dark
believed
side.
in independence, rebellion against dogma, and representing wisdom.
I think you got to throw in representing wisdom at the end of any cult.
Actually, it started there. I went backward.
So like, yeah, you have those people. The other crazy dude, there's powerful elites involved with politics. What's the big political breakfast that they have? The president, when he's sworn it, like once a year, they have like a big political breakfast, and there's somebody behind the scenes. It's going to be hard for you to research and find it right now. But he's been in the background and invited people, and it's like a heavily Christian organization that they always give a shout out to at that breakfast. And he runs behind the scene. My point being is that these elites, dude, I like to think that there's truly a Republican or a Democratic difference away from what the political base believes. Like, like from our stance, you can be Democratic and believe in larger government and more taxes and better communities and more liberal agenda, and then you have the Conservative Party or the Republican Party that's like smaller taxes, smaller government, more freedom, away at least autonomously or in your home life. You can have the political parties and what they believe in down here, but to think that like at the top, when you go to president, whether it's a red or a blue guy that gets in office, that anything is actually going to change one way or the other is kind of crazy to me, because I truly believe that there is a group, a society of elites or whatever globally, and they 100% give approval or not to be able to do something. Like, I think that if we were like, no, we're going to fucking nuke Russia, or we're going to nuke China, or get involved with any war, I'm sure they use some sort of an algorithm, or they look at it and they go, no, there's no way that you can start a war with Russia or China. The global economy depends on it too much, and that's where our money comes from. You will not bomb Russia, or we'll kill you. I mean, straight up, like, you think we'll kill you? No, I mean, yeah, for sure. Russia just killed Navalny too.
What's that?
He was Putin's number one adversary, the one that was going against him politically. And they say that he was poisoned with South American toad poison, which makes him think that it was the Russian KGB that killed Navalny. And he was the only opposition to, he was already in prison. And he was the only one that was trying to go against Putin. And it's like, they just they killed him, and that's just in Russia. Like, it's like, that's the control of one country. But I would imagine that if Putin got wily, there's somebody that comes and talks to him and say,
calm it down.
Here's the deal, but you can either remain in power and keep fucking with Ukraine and acting like you could do stuff, and we'll let that slide, or you cannot, and we will replace you. Well, and you died of a heart attack. You're old. You had a good run, and we'll put somebody in office that will do what we want, And I think that's American. I think that's, even with Trump going in to get Nicolas Maduro, like, I bet, although he did that, I'm sure they said, yeah, we don't care. That's just Venezuela.
Maduro probably got a line somewhere, and they're like, well,
maybe not. Maybe,
I don't know. Those pictures of him getting arrested, and he's like,
yeah, dude.
That's all part of like a play, man.
That's what I'm saying. And they call it the theater of war, the political stage, like all of these things that are just like with acting, like. And so my thing is when I view the greater society, it's easier for my brain, from whatever I've gone through in life, to buy into it's all an act. I've seen a lot of Hollywood movies. I've seen space movies. If they were to do a live feed into space, I would question if it was a real one or if it was CGI right off the cuff. Like, I question everything.
You would automatically,
no matter what. I'll decide if I could buy into it later down the road. But it's like, when I see political speeches, when I see the debates, it's like, the way that I view it is that okay, I'm watching this live debate. Okay. Well, if I was to watch the Hollywood movie being made about that debate, and I saw the Donald J. Trump actor and the Biden actor doing it, they would have memorized their scripts and they would go at each other and it'd be sellable. Otherwise, the movie wouldn't be good, like the Hollywood movie. And so if I can buy into the Hollywood movie, I have to buy in that some actors could be that good of theater actors and do a debate and get riled up and act mad. And your job is to act mad. Just like when you watch a TV show, like we're watching The Pit right now, it's a doctor show. It's all actors. And within it, it's the most realistic depiction of what an ER room looks like. And it's all acting. It's done in a single take. So you're following doctors from one place to the other to the point where it seems real, but that's their job, is to make it seem real. And so I just buy into the narrative that we're all just spun propaganda on all forms. COVID was a great example. It showed there was people that the news would be like, this hospital is being overflown. They're literally moving dead bodies into moving trucks and stuff to get rid of them. There's so many people dying. And then there's like some guy from Chicago that's at the hospital doing a live feed. It's like, I don't know what that news broadcast is, but this hospital's just running normal.
Yeah.
And it's like, what's real? And then it comes out that the hospital that they used in that is actually a hospital in Italy, and it's like, you messed up the feeds that bad. Like you accidentally put a hospital from Italy on
Wait, what are we talking about?
COVID. So I don't know what your take is on COVID. I believe it was 100% fabricated entire story to see.
I kind of believe that a little bit.
To see how far they could push people into boxes. They told you to isolate. They told you to wear masks. If you left the house, even outdoors, they said that you had a curfew. You need to be home by 6 o'clock. You had to have a pass that said that you were an essential worker to go into it. You had, all of these things and toilet paper ran out. So they pushed how far they could get you to buy into some narrative. And then the reality is that shark deaths were being said to be COVID deaths. There was regular heart attacks that were said to be COVID deaths. There was bike accidents and car accidents, and they'd say that it was a COVID death because they're getting bonuses from the government for every COVID death. For every breathing tube they put in, they'd get a certain bonus. So they were aspirating people for no reason. These people just had a cough and they're like, we need to aspirate you. And then the chance of you coming off that aspiration was like 10 or 15 or 20%. And so they're killing people. And then when they died, the hospital was getting a bonus. And so this narrative is being spun, and we all lived in so much fear of the unknown. And these stories were coming out about how many people were actually dying. And it was just a crazy time. And then you find out during that project, the Bill Gates project, where they released a hypothetical study on what would happen if a pandemic struck the world and started here, and it was like the exact thing that we went through, and it happened 2 years before COVID actually got released and stuff. It's like the speed of time that vaccine came out. Dude, normally it takes 10 years to come up with a vaccine. They got it out in 6 months.
Which, by the way, I got sicker off the vaccine than I ever did COVID.
I never got it. And the craziest thing is that at my work, when I quit Suboxone, the December 27th of 2020, and my work, everybody was vaccinated except for 3 of us. And we got shit every single day. A guy that I work with, his wife is in the ER, and he's like, you're done for not. And I'm like, okay, but if you're vaccinated, you shouldn't have to worry about me. If you're vaccinated, what does me getting vaccinated have anything to do with you? You're safe.
Right.
You know what I mean? So if I could give me so much smoke, like all the time. And I would always try to debate him, and he'd just call me an idiot. And I'm like, all right, bud. And then December, I'd say 20th, COVID hit my store. 16 people got infected, all vaccinated. The 3 people that weren't vaccinated didn't get infected. And I used it. I said that I was infected because I got 10 days off and I could quit subs. And so I stayed home sick, and I literally used my withdrawal symptoms from getting off subs as the symptoms that I was experiencing with all these other people. And they go, I know, dude, it's so hard. And I'm like, yeah, my temperature's off, dude. Like I'm ice cold. I'm like, I'm shivering out of shivers. My body aches. And they were like, I know, me too. And I'm like, I know, it sucks, dude. And so I sold it that way. But like to that point, a vaccination, if you get the polio vax, you're not going to catch polio.
Right.
Measles, mumps, and rubella, you ain't getting measles, mumps, or rubella.
Right.
You know, like you get these vaccines and you're vaccinated. I'm safe from this. The COVID vaccine is just like, yeah, but it's not as bad. Like you got it, but it's not as bad.
Well, I bought into because I have compromised lungs, right? And they're like, you have to get this. And I've never gotten a booster or anything after. I'm like, I absolutely do not. Like, I got sick, but I bought into that, right? Because I have bad lungs, and like you get sick, you could die.
Yeah. And I think everybody did. And I never got it. And I'm a firm believer that I think that vaccine probably harmed you. I think that, I mean, I looked into the vaccine and the spike protein. And if that spike protein can get through your blood-brain barrier, you're kind of in bad shape. The number of athletes that would just fall from a heart Hamlin from my team, the Buffalo Bills, he fucking just had a heart attack mid-game.
Well, I've had it 4 times since I got the vaccine. I've had COVID. I've had it 5. I had it one time when it first came out, and then I didn't have it for several years. Then I got the vaccine, and I've had it 4 times since.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The flu,
COVID.
the cold. Yeah,
Did you have a cold?
you got a cold.
Pretty much.
Was it any different than any other cold you had?
No.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying.
I mean, last year I got really sick, but I'm not even convinced that felt more like the flu than any of the other COVIDs I had.
And then I start to question, like, I'm so deep into conspiracies that I literally believe that, like, we manifest. When I tell you not to ask me about being sick, when I asked you about not bringing it up or telling me, if I start buying into the idea that I'm sick, I get sick.
Yeah.
I manifest that shit. I think your brain believes stuff before your body just, your nervous system just buys in and believes whatever your thoughts tell it on even a cellular level.
Yeah. So for me, when that whole thing was going down, the whole COVID thing, and they were sending people home from work, and they're like, you have to go get, like, I worked in Longmont at the steel shop, and there's a couple people that got sick, you know, and he's like, all right, everybody go home, go get tested. Don't come back here unless you're tested. Right. And so I drive in and I see the line, you know what I mean? I'm like, I'm not
Crazy time.
Yeah, I'm not going to go up there and have them like probe my nose outside of my car when all this is going on. Like, I'm just going to go home. You know what I mean? And so in my mind, like, so I thought about it forever. In the VID, for me, I thought it was like a visual identification, because and I thought it was some sort of like census thing. You know what I mean? Because at that time, had a bunch of deals with like illegals and that, you know what I mean, saying they were here. But when you go get your test, you tell them your name, your last known residence, you know what I mean, your phone number, and then they stick that thing in your face, all crazy. And so for me, I was like, I'm not being part of this. You know, I thought this was a whole nother deal that they were trying to get by. And I'm so thankful that I never did the testing, definitely didn't get the vax for sure.
Well, I know people that got mailers that said that they were positive for COVID from their test. They never went and tested.
Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah.
And then Colorado had that thing, the $1 million lottery every month for people that did get tested. That's a weird incentive.
Musk gave 10 people $1 million to.
Where did that money come from?
It wasn't to get tested, it was to get vaccinated.
To get vaccinated.
Yeah.
If you're a confirmed vaccination, you're automatically entered into a drawing $200 million every month.
Yeah.
That's a weird incentive.
And the president telling you to get vaccinated, they're not supposed to have any, they're not supposed to push any meds on people. Either way, the whole thing was just in my perspective, a test.
I thought you were going to have a coffee.
No, I had to use the restroom.
I think that
Did you want coffee?
I think that more than anything, it was a test to see what they can get the masses to do and to see what percentage are the outliers, like which people, billions, and then you're labeled. I think that us, the ones that weren't vaccinated, were labeled in some way. Yeah. Like, these are the ones you had to watch. Yeah. Everybody else are sheep. If you got the vaccine, you're sheep. You listen. We can literally get you inoculated for anything. We can get you. I mean, they could put chips in you and they could say that there's a disease and that whatever, and that this vaccine is going to save your life. And then everybody's microchipped except for the 6% or you think it was 10% of us that didn't get vaccinated?
You know, I don't know. That's actually a good statistic to look up. For me personally, I don't think they learned anything. I think they saw me and they're like, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, we figured you would, you know.
Correct. And I think that there's plenty of people.
You did not get vaccinated? No.
I did not.
I got the first one again. I didn't go back and get the rest.
I know, but the rest doesn't matter.
Had you,
Yeah.
like the multiples like,
For life.
sorry.
Just so you know, you're going to have to get boosters for life every year.
It's crazy.
And the antibodies from getting sick lasted longer in your system to protect you than the booster did, and you got sick anyway.
Yeah, I got really sick.
Yeah.
And I
most
was sick
people
for
did.
like 6 weeks from that.
Dude. And then long COVID.
And then they asked me within like 6 months, did you get the rest? And they have never asked again. Like they don't ask anymore.
I think it died. I think that they just wanted to see how many are willing to get the first prick, the second prick, and I think they follow it down to see how many, like, and all that is, I believe, is they're putting people into categories to see how willfully you will follow.
Was it a conspiracy, or there was something that I had heard, a psychic, if you will, that predicted COVID, and then so many people died and it went away after a few years, and then it comes back in like 32 or 33, wipes out like so many people, and then it's gone for good?
I don't know. I don't know.
10% of adults have not received any dose of COVID vaccine.
1 out of 10.
23% of adults were not fully vaccinated, and 49% lost it.
But I think the 1 out of 10 is the number they're concerned about, because you have to think of any good, okay, even an alien conspiracy or UAP conspiracy. If 90% of people think they're not real, then you can hide behind the scenes, because you can just deem the 10% crazies. You can deem the us radicals. Now, you don't want to believe into that. Like, and if you take any group of people and you have 10 people and only one of them is standing up for what they believe in, regardless of the outcome, and the other 9 are also pushing, I can't believe you're risking this all, like not getting vaccinated, and they're pushing that, they win.
They get mad too.
They got so mad at me. And my whole argument the whole time was like, are you safe? Did you get vaccinated? And your family got vaccinated? Then what is me walking around without a vaccination have anything to do with you? You're protected.
Right.
You have your shield. So why are you so mad at me? And I think what it was is they didn't want me to be right. They didn't want to be the wrong ones. They didn't want to be the ones that got poked for no reason.
Yeah.
You know?
Everybody.
And then they're sick and I'm not sick and I'm walking around fine. I'm not wearing masks, and they're wearing masks everywhere and they're not fine. And so then they get mad and they try to take it out. They try to take it out on you. And so it's also the masses against the 10%, you know? And I think that was the test. I really do. I think that they were trying to see what section of the population is willing to do whatever we say. Go sit in, like, they literally jailed people. Go stay in your house. Do not leave unless you're essential. It is dangerous out in the world. And it was eerie, dude. When you went to grocery stores, if you heard a cough 3 hours away, you were like, uh-oh. In the beginning, you were nervous.
Yeah, you hear a little.
Yep.
Yeah, it made you question, maybe I should get vaccinated or something. It never did, but I'm saying, like, it made you question it. And it was so desolate. The shelves were half empty.
We had nothing back home. Their grocery stores were empty.
People are whistling at 6 p.m. to appreciate the nurses and fucking people out doing it.
Yeah, I remember that.
Fucking acting like fucking wild animals and stuff.
I remember I used to drive across town. I lived up in Harmony, and I'd work out Mulberry. Just that whole drive, you wouldn't see a single car. It was
interstates are empty.
It was very, very weird.
It was wild.
I was very thankful that I was able to work through all that, for sure.
I never even worried about being an essential. I was just driving around, living my best life, dude. We started Hope Shop. We were showing up every day. I was hugging 20 to 30 of like the people that would have it.
Right.
You know, every single day, hugging on them, loving on them. And we'd all just go like, I'll show up here and keep this meeting open until they put me in jail or I get sick. And we went the whole time without getting sick. Like, and I'm talking, I mean, that 10% was probably in that room. The number of people in there, like when I was high as giraffe ears, I was not worried about going and getting a vaccination, dude. I was vaccinating myself on the daily.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so it's like I wasn't worried about it. And I don't think any of these people were worried about it. And we weren't sick and we were recovering.
And the backlash from people who were having gatherings during that time.
Dude, it was awful.
I had them at my apartment. I had my apartment filled with people.
It was awful.
Insane.
It was a weird time for sure.
It seems like it's forever ago. Like we're just sitting here living our normal lives, like pre-COVID, right? Like we were living our lives pre-COVID, just doing fine. Then there was this time period where, wow, nothing
to do though.
Nothing.
Restaurants are shut down. Movie theaters are shut down.
Nothing.
The roller rinks, the gyms.
People were getting in trouble for sneaking into the gym.
Churches. You were a radical church if you were having service. You know, like it was like the whole world. You literally were stuck in your house. You could go walk the block, but if somebody was walking down the street on the same side of the street, you'd be like, oh, I don't know. I don't really mess with zombies. You know, like it was weird, dude. The world is weird. People were playing like people were in their driveways, but they wouldn't like fellowship with their neighbors. They were just like, "What's up, Zach? You still over there? You guys good over there?" It's just weird, dude. It's so weird of a time, and that was all I think it is. And so back to the whole thing is like when it comes to any conspiracy, and I'm talking wild ones, I'm talking not very wild ones. I lean yes, pretty hard. Like probably true. There's probably some truth in it, you know, of some variety. And that Epstein one, there's just so many wings of it and so many parts of it. And I think that the whole entire thing is like no arrests.
That's wild to me. I mean, I don't follow any of this, everybody knows, but like that's wild. Like all that time, nobody caught on, no arrests, no investigations.
They caught on. I think that they put Cash Patel, the one that's in the in Pam Bondi, sketchy character. Both of them are sketchy. Yeah, and it's like they're put in their
when they talk, I look at them like,
well, they're just like you can't trust you, and they're put into office, and if they don't do their job, what's Donald Trump's favorite line? You're fired. You're fired. He fires more people than anybody, and so it's like if you're not a sound box for him, you're fired. That's it. And so like, I think that who's going to look into those files and who's going to get into that office and actually have a non-biased approach and be like, well, guys, we're going to have to arrest 13,396 people of the highest caliber of people. Basically,
in the world. Like,
not only that, dude, you want to talk about asking to get assassinated? You want to talk about asking to get assassinated? Piss off 13,000 people. Piss off all the richest people in the world.
13,000 of the richest people that run the world.
That number, but it's thousands. You know, like piss off Hillary and Bill and Don J.
Yeah, it makes me curious on what's going to happen in the future. Is it, you have all these people. So I've seen videos when they're like, yeah, Donald Trump's involved with all this. You guys knew, like everybody knows it. Everybody knew it before, but you guys still elect him. And it's like, it's not even a red and blue thing. Because you had the Obamas, you had the Clintons, you had the Bushes, you know what I mean? Who are we going to vote for next? Who are they going to even try to...
Bernie? Fucking Bernie, dude.
That's it. Fucking 90.
You like thought 98.
Dude, he ran 10 years ago. Looks like the same character. He's still on social media posting stuff. Yeah, dude, I'd vote for Bernie.
I was a Bernie fan.
Feel the burn, dude.
I'm just curious on who they're going to put out there.
Does it even matter?
I don't think
I've given up all hope on American politics.
I think if the voting actually made a difference, they wouldn't let us do it.
Right. Yeah. I think that they give us the perception of choice.
Yeah.
And then that just creates one divider to divide us and create.
And it's a massive one. You know,
huge.
Just for who we vote for and in the political election and the aftermath that it creates, like everybody just, you either love Donald Trump or you hate him.
That's it.
Same with Kamala. You know what I mean? People love her or they hate her. Yeah. And then once one's elected, you have this division amongst the people over the stupidest shit. Like it doesn't matter who's in there.
Yeah, blue always says impeach red. Red always says impeach blue. No matter what.
They're always going to have this difference. But really, the same agenda is going to go down. The same things are going to happen.
Especially the things that need to happen, like from the elite's perspective. Like it doesn't matter if you're an officer or not, you're going to do this no matter what. Mm-hmm. Like a 9/11 is going to happen.
Yep.
No matter what. Like this war is going to happen. And what we'll allow you to do is we'll talk to your people. We'll tell you that you can tell Iran, you better not, but you're not going to actually do anything. You're just going to threaten the force behind it. You're not going to go against Israel. Like no matter what, with AIPAC and the amount of investment that Israel has put into American politics, like we don't care if you're pro or anti-Israel, you're pro-Israel. like no matter what. We're owned by Israel. Our government is owned by Israel, period. End of story. Most political, most politics are owned by AIPAC. They at least took some money from AIPAC, which is the American Israeli funding lobbying group. You know, yeah, look up the number of politicians that have received money from AIPAC, AIPAC. I would imagine it's above.
APAC stands for Asia Pacific.
No, American Israel.
Oh, here it is. AIPAC.
That's what I said. American.
You didn't
Israel.
say that. You said APAC.
And then I literally said American Israeli PAC.
That's not what I said.
It's not what you said. You're right. Either way, I would like to know the number of politicians that have accepted money from AIPAC. Which I don't think American politicians should take any funding from international lobbyists. That's so crazy that you can be owned in some way by a foreign country. It's so crazy to me.
I didn't even know that. But again, I don't follow any of this, so I had no idea. So you're telling me that companies from the other side of the world
So this
fund our politicians?
So they
I had no idea.
They've already tricked it. AIPAC does not contribute directly to candidates, but its affiliates and donors heavily support hundreds of U.S. politicians. Yeah,
no. If I go to Google Scholar,
not directly.
Google Scholar.
Google Scholar.
Yeah, Google Scholar is for the educational or the. It's not commercial websites. It's all scholarly reviewed or peer reviewed articles, and it'll give you more accurate information.
You can just ask that.
Yeah.
What was it? Number of
politicians that have received money from AIPAC, AIPAC. Sorry. I bet it's 80 plus. I bet it's 80 plus. Even 50 plus is crazy if they're funding 50% of American politicians. And I guess that question is rough because I'm talking like senators and congressmen, like the big ones.
Doesn't really have a thing on here. You want to try it?
Either way, we are accepting money.
Where did Israel get all their money from?
Great question.
Central banking.
This is the whole entire concept behind like where does money come from inherently anyway? Like who owned, like when you borrow money from anybody, where's that money come from? Because money's not real to start. So it's like America just prints money and then they borrow it out to Americans and then Americans.
So that trillions of dollars that we're in debt
33
is not necessarily a debt. It's just like a ledger for what we have in the country.
Yeah.
Right.
Israel
So when we say we have such and such debt, it's basically saying like, oh, I mean, it has this. Yes.
I mean, everything, our countries.
Yeah. We borrowed this much for housing and schools and
just Americans borrowing money and stuff. All of that money.
So it's not a debt.
Well,
it's a ledger. It's a ledger showing what we're worth ultimately.
Yeah. But then they'll write it off. Like they'll do things to make it. They'll do things to offset that deficit. They'll wipe it clean by printing more money, or like what they did in the past when they got rid of the gold reserve is they required you to turn in your gold. And as soon as they did that, then they raised the price of gold.
You know,
it's instantly wiped out the debt.
You know, it's like crazy that if you Google where does Israel get their money, right? Like all that, there's 6 different things, and the United States is on one of them 6 things.
Yeah, of course. I think that Israel.
I just think that's crazy.
I think that Israel. I mean, so this is like the whole conspiracy theory thing. All the jokes, the inside jokes made about Jews are real. That they're frugal, that they are at the top. They're like 0.02% of the world's population, and they represent like 5% of all media executives. Like if you look up like the statistic, there's actually a guy on TikTok that his whole entire account is showing
He likes to count how many Jews there are
in things.
That's
How many what?
How many Jews are in things?
It's such a funny video, though.
It's videos. It's his whole profile.
Yeah.
He just shows how many Jews are involved with this. So he literally, I think his thing is like, I just like to show you how many Jews are involved with things. And he'll just go to like NBZ executives, and he has the whole picture, all the people, and he'll be like, they represent 0.2% of the world population, yet 12% are executives for NBC. So like he shows that the math don't lie is what he shows. And he goes to everything. I mean, like pull up the number of Jews and things, and it should pull up his profile. It's really worth it.
What?
It's really worth it.
I watched a few of them. It's pretty good.
And that's his whole entire thing. He's like, I just like to show people how many Jews are in things. But it's the truth, dude.
I know.
Like the Jewish people are like Israel, you know, like that's kind of where they're
0.2% of the global population.
0.2.
I'm trying to find one of the videos though.
I sent you one, but it was a while back.
Is his name Danny?
Does he have a whole bunch of videos? Yeah. Just click any of those. Just click one.
Nobody who likes knowing about Jews and things more than Jews.
Go to one of his
Like,
other
yo, this is
videos.
like my guy.
Just swipe.
There's nobody.
I do think we should be careful about what we do say. We don't want to come off as anti-Semitic.
I'm not anti-Semitic whatsoever.
I understand that, and I'm not either. But people tuning in could definitely think something like that. You know, people start getting weird about that. I'm sure.
Or more recently, when the info, how many Jews there are in
This
things.
is for entertainment.
Speaking of sports, did you know that the NBA has 14 Jewish owners out of 30 teams? That's pretty weird considering they only make up 2% of the population. Just saying.
14 out of 32.
Whenever I find a Jew, I put a Star of David over their photo to indicate that they are Jewish. Think of it like maybe an armband, but a digital one that I put on there to keep track of them. Some people on the internet call me names or say I'm an anti-Semite because I get some things wrong or am purposely misleading, but I'm not an anti-Semite. I just like to know how many Jews there are in things. They have 186,000 employees, and here I counted 100 Jews working.
Pause that real quick.
Concerning. A lot of my former friends and family find it weird how
NBC has 186,000 employees. Okay, I just want you to think about. They have literally 40% of Wyoming's population working from them. What are all those people doing? They're programming us. That's what they do. They create media. They create channels so that they can channel information to us. They program us to believe something, messages through it. It's all just.
Not all of us. Some of us don't watch TV.
I don't watch TV. But that's what their job is. That's what they're trying to do. They're trying to pull people's interest.
Sure.
And then spread whatever thought base or opinion or idea. They're trying to spread it.
Yeah.
They're trying to rake in.
They disseminate information, and you might not watch NBC on TV, but for you not to think that you don't buy into the propaganda is a whole different thing, because you love socials.
A little bit.
So you can think that you're not getting programmed, but you don't even know out of the stuff that you watch if any of it is real, truthfully, because there's actors and then there's real people. And so you can make your best judgment on if this person is authentically, like, are we in this podcast room right here doing a podcast as real, authentic people? Yes. But it would be for the audience to disseminate that information and come up with their own thing. So I think there's bad actors. I think that there's all the Trump influencers that were on TikTok and stuff saying, I mean, they just echo chambers for propaganda. They hire them that way. Even the Israeli thing, back to the Israeli thing, there's a whole bunch of American influencers that are pushing pro-Israel information, which makes their population, the younger crowd, buy into it, which is anti-Palestine. You know, like when you're pushing pro-Israel, you are by default preaching anti-Palestine, anti-Gaza. You know what I mean? Like that is the division there. And they put them out there. They put influencers out there, and then they have people that are watching that information, and then they go talk to their friends and they believe it is fact. And so it's like we're all victims of propaganda 100% of the time, unless you don't have smartphones and you don't watch TV and you don't listen to the radio. And even then, you have to disseminate the information I get from YouTube. If I'm completely disconnected, you still have to listen to me talk to you.
It's rough.
If I've bought into the wrong narrative,
Rough.
I know, but if I've bought into the wrong narrative,
Mhm.
by default, if you think that if you believe me, then you're believing the wrong narrative. Secondary information,
Right.
you know?
It's a good thing that we're to be trusted, right? And we give you the information as we see it. And though we don't, because I mean, a lot of this information that we just gave you, you know, like the Epstein stuff, you know what I mean? We're giving it to you as we know it, and we're not like just spinning it in our favor. You know what I mean? Does that make sense?
Yeah. And ours is only our best judgment or perception.
With the bit of information that you have.
Right.
The bit, which is that's the key detail, is
Right,
it's
a
like
bit.
this tiny little amount that we don't actually know any of it.
Yeah. I have the information on my phone, you know what I mean? I do not even want to dig into it. It's so dark.
I couldn't do it. I don't want to. I
A little
just,
bit, and I've seen a little bit. I'm like, I don't want this in my brain. I don't want this in my
yeah.
It's so dark, twisted, evil.
Yeah, I don't want to. I have no interest. Yeah, he is. I have no interest. It does.
No,
It's sad, but I have no interest of letting I don't. It's just sad.
Yeah, super.
It really is. The people are just, and I get on my social because that's where I live, and I see Ellen DeGeneres eats baby skin, right? And I'm like, why is this not shocking, or like people are not in an uproar? It's just like, it's just another thing on my social media.
Yeah, that's the hard part. Is because
Like it's
all the
normalized.
people that we normally love. It's got Ellen. It's got Oprah. It's got Robert De Niro, who's one of my favorite actors. Leonardo DiCaprio.
Really?
Yeah, all of our
Leo
favorite
D
ones.
is big in it, dude.
Really?
Oh, yeah, but with the Diddy stuff too.
And Diddy stuff. Yeah, dude. Yeah, dude.
But as an actor, Leonardo DiCaprio is one of my favorites.
Even look at Diddy, bro. Let's talk about Diddy for a second. We haven't even
Oh, God.
mentioned, bro. Diddy did dirt, bro.
A
Yo, Diddy's a
little
bad
bit,
bro.
little bit.
30-month sentence. Not
I
bad.
heard 4 year. I think he's doing a 4 year, but then time serving stuff, it drops to like 36 months. Either way, he's going to be back out. He's going to come out with an album. People are going to be like, his new album's
Probably won't figure it
fire.
out.
You know?
He sucks at music. He's still producing music.
I know, but it's no different than like it's the remix to Ignition, hot and fresh out the kitchen.
Oh, you want
Mama
to
rolling that body. Yeah, everything on here wishing sipping all that song comes on. I'm like, oh yeah, get that shit. He was pissing on young girls, bro.
He married Aaliyah when she was like 14.
Yeah.
So it's like,
crazy.
but
Yeah.
that song's a banger, right? And so P. Diddy's gonna come back out. He's gonna have artists under him because what? There's aspiring artists that will take his money and he will exploit them.
Well, he's gonna producing their music and getting the music. You know what I mean? Getting it on the radio, getting the sales.
Yeah.
You know.
That's what I'm saying, though. It's just going to be wiped under the radar. 4 years, bro. That guy, dude, how much time have you done?
All together?
Yeah.
Like 7.
Who did worse shit? You think?
What do you mean? Me or Diddy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I honestly don't feel like what I did was that bad.
Not compared to like harming other people. And
That's the thing, is I didn't harm anything. My opinion on prison is crazy, man.
I know, but I'm saying like I'm not going to say I didn't harm people because I kept people sick. I gave a lot of people their first drug. I didn't promote them getting better. I did stuff. I know there was people affected by the way that I lived my life, even making addiction look attractive. You know, like I know I did stuff, but I never intentionally harmed you. I never like broke in and kicked you in the balls or fucking forced drugs on you, or like I never with ill intent did bad shit to you. I was just in the game and I was in that scene. And when people wanted to use, I'd be like, yeah, dude, I got fire shit, whatever, you know? And so like P. Diddy straight up like, who is his girl? What's her name? the main one that Cassie. Yo, dude, aspiring actress or aspiring rapper, and she was promised to have her album out next, and he just always did that, like, yeah, soon. And then literally made her just fuck all these prostitutes and stuff, like force rape.
And he beat her up.
And beat her up on camera. And they're like, you gotta go to timeout for a little bit, dude. And you think that the one on camera that we saw was the worst one?
No. Yeah.
How many people did he fuck up? How many people has he killed? Like, let's be real. I'm not gonna make any accusations, but like,
I mean, the way the rumors have it, before we even think about our opinions, the rumors have it that he killed, Notorious and Tupac.
both.
Those are just two that are rumors.
And then any small dude that's threatening to give him a bad time or something, dude, he's like,
for sure.
like, get rid of him.
I'm pretty sure, if I remember correctly, remember Shine a long time ago? Shine got convicted of a murder when he was with P. Diddy, and I thought the rumors were that P. Diddy did it and that Shine took the fall.
That was in the club with J-Lo too, wasn't J-Lo?
That was a long time.
Yeah.
Shine took that. Like, I can't believe I'm taking this shit for you or whatever. Yeah. All of that. So that's what I'm saying though, is like there's no consequence, dude. Like, you've got consequence, but do we really even know if he's in jail?
I mean, I don't know anything. I mean, I've seen pictures surface.
Yeah, I've seen pictures.
I don't mean to do ADD brain either, but I feel like that's kind of like my whole thing.
He's probably,
What about
he's probably in like a pretty lax little like
Camp George or something
with dudes like Tory Lane.
They're just pissing on each other.
Yeah, they're having a great time.
Doing all sorts of
So
they're having a
I
good
wanna
time
just
in
jump
there.
to another topic real quick because I think it's wild. Back to the stage that we're told about, right? You take a gangster hip hop icon like Tupac Shakur, right? Ain't nothing but a gangsta party, right? Like, and then you go back before he was Tupac and you watch the interview and he's a thespian gay guy.
I mean, he majored
What?
in he majored in ballet.
Look up
What?
Juilliard Ballet. Look up Tupac Juilliard.
Did I just send you that video?
No.
Or he's doing the
What?
And he's talking all soft and he's got a little lisp and
and
stuff.
he was like how he had just quit his job to go do this interview. Yeah, and he's like, oh yeah, me and my mom were so arrogant. We're always going back. The way he's talking,
Is
looking at him, you're
feminine.
like, what the fuck?
Yeah. And then he's the hardcore blood, dude, like hardcore blood. That's wild to me because that means that they can convince you. It's actors.
Tupac at 17?
Yeah.
Is that?
Watch that video. Put it in the
What?
mic so they can hear you.
And I'm a big fan of Tupac.
Love it.
So to see stuff like that, it's like, man, my whole life is a lie. For one,
No matter what. You're made to believe.
You just gotta
only momentarily, only to spring back.
Yeah.
But don't get the wrong idea. I feel like I'm being gloomy. I don't mean just be like, damn it, it's bad out there. But I mean, when the good things come, and they are going to come, and everybody knows that good things are going to come, and you're going to see it for yourself. You're going to see it good. But it's harder to see the bad things, and everybody wants to shield the bad things, and that's where it gets complicated and it gets real fraughtened.
What do you think's the hardest thing about being a kid or being your age?
The hardest thing about being my age is, not everybody, but frequently, teenagers are stereotyped in being loud music loving, girl chasing, car wanting, not caring about the world, cokeheads and drinking coke and smoke.
That's
Yes.
not the Tupac I know.
No, so my point is that they can make. My whole thing is like, I think everything that we see is an act or a stage, and they're put on to do it, including politics, obviously Hollywood, but everything that we see. Newscasters, your job is to act as a newscaster and read it in a narrative, like a journalist or a newscaster voice. Tonight on the news, or whatever.
Well, during that whole era right there, Tupac and NWA and all that, they were promoting all that gangster rap to increase crime so they could populate the prisons and all that.
Right. Which then it became one of the large. Yeah, there's always a narrative, which is back to our very first starting point, which is like, I believe 100% that society as a whole, not just in Fort Collins or Colorado or America or North America, like globally, it's all a stage and there's all a narrative, and we're all led to believe whatever that may be. like the riots in Ferguson or
That-
George
I was
Floyd
there.
or whatever. And we talked about this a little bit, but it's like, even with ICE, I don't care what your opinions are about ICE, but it's like, we've always deported people. We've always, like, every presidential campaign throughout existence. Well, I don't know about existence, but I would imagine from way back when, we've always deported the illegals.
That's true.
Always, because they're illegals. There's a way to get in, and we will accept everybody, but there's a process. And so we've always deported illegals. And it's just the method that ICE is taking right now because Trump is in office, where it's more aggressive. There's a couple of murders, Alex Pretty and Renee Good.
Well, they weren't just murdered though. They were murdered because they were getting involved in the mix.
I know, but I don't even know, like, this is where my conspiracy brain goes. I don't even know if they're real murders or if it's staged. Like, I don't even know. If you go down the conspiracy rabbit hole,
There's
there's
seen the AI photos of the
no head, Alex Pretty. Yeah, but even George Floyd, there's conspiracy theorists that have found George Floyd alive.
I've seen those too.
You know what I mean? And it's like, I don't know what to believe, because I'm more likely to say, yeah, probably. It's probably staged.
It'd be so easy. It's a lot easier for them to just create these stories and peoples and scenarios than it would be for them to naturally happen.
Well, imagine that you're at a protest on Harmony and Timberline, okay? And you're standing there and you're protesting for equality or whatever.
Mhm.
And you see a guy walk up and you see an ICE agent come over with what seemingly like a real gun, and he points it at a person and he shoots him, and that guy falls to the ground and blood comes down, and you see that. You're not going to stare. You're probably going to go. And then they have the paramedics come in and they grab that body and they put it in the thing, and the ICE agent, and they make this whole chaotic thing. Well, your perception of that experience is that I saw that guy get murdered, right?
Right.
The truth of the matter is, they could have all of that. They could have equipment that drops the blood. They could have the whole entire thing. I'm going to walk up. I'm going to shoot you. You're going to fall to the ground. You're not looking for movement. You've never seen somebody get murdered right in front of you. So if there's a little movement, you could just think it's like a normal death, and you're in shock and awe, and you saw the murder, and then it breaks out and it spreads that there was a murder on that corner, when in all actuality, it could be a live action play. It could quite literally be this live action thing that riles the people up and gets them involved with one view or another. And then, right, it keeps them distracted, or it pushes a narrative because you no longer feel safe. So you will allow them to pass a law into effect that will stop us from being able to own guns. When in all actuality, it was an ICE agent that shot them. So it's like, you realize that you're sacrificing your freedoms so that you're more safe, when it wasn't even, the gun was an ICE agent. It wasn't like it wasn't my gun. And so it's like I believe more than not, things are staged in order for us to buy into whatever narrative they're spewing, whether it's Israel and Gaza, Ukraine and Russia, all the Christians being killed in Africa, the countless wars that we don't even know about that are going on constantly, that are just not important enough for us to actually focus on because they're not part of the current narrative. Poverty in our own country. Like, there's so many things that are happening that are like absurd, and there's too much to focus on. And so they just make the loudest thing loud enough so that we're distracted from anything else going on. And so my brain is just like, most conspiracies are probably, like, you're probably right.
Came from somewhere.
Yeah. And there's not just some crazy person that's like the Alex Jones of the world that are just like, how can I spin this into the opposite, you know?
So you for Alex Jones? Or?
I'm not.
Who's Alex Jones?
Oh, God.
Alex Jones?
Oh, man.
Come on.
Alex Jones is like the king leader of conspiracy theories. And I'm not, he's the one, he got sued for something like 500 million for the Sandy Hook victims, because he said that was all staged. The whole entire Sandy Hook thing, and the family sued him.
I've heard a lot of people with that though.
The Sandy Hook?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, then you have actors. Then you have these method act, or these not trauma actors. They're I can't think what they're called, but they'll be in like the guy that pulled his pants down at the Charlie Kirk thing. He was also in like Sandy Hook. He's been in like 4 different, like.
You told me that.
Which
this
is
guy.
crazy, because how hard would it be to find a new person? Like, why would you recycle your people like that?
I think that they're unimportant. It's like Erica Kirk. Erica Kirk has been in multiple things before Charlie. And Erica, I followed Charlie Kirk. I'd like to watch him in his debates.
Yeah, I would
remember he talked about his wife and how strong family was important and Christian theology was important and stuff, you know. But like, I never heard him talk about Erica Kirk. I knew he was married, I didn't even know who she was. And then after he gets assassinated, Erica Kirk is all of a sudden this like major thing. Never even heard her mentioned, and I followed him for years.
Yeah.
And I followed Candace Owens for years. And so it's like all of a sudden she's it's just she's put into place. She's just the next
Yeah, I feel like that whole thing, that whole Charlie Kirk,
Tyler Robinson.
holy cow, man, that's a deep one. That's a
Tyler Robinson didn't do it.
no.
He's a patsy.
Yeah, and that sucks for him. You know, like how do you fall into that position? Who did you piss off?
Israel. It's clear as day.
Like that's crazy. You piss off the wrong people,
It's
and
crazy.
it's like, yep, you're going down for Charlie Kirk.
Quite literally, when he says that I'm not going to take the monies from Israel anymore.
Oh, Charlie Kirk.
Yeah.
No, I'm talking about Tyler Robinson. Who did Tyler Robinson piss off?
Does it matter? You grab a sheep. You grab a sheep.
Like that would suck.
Which sheep do you sacrifice when the wolves are coming? Does it matter? You sacrifice Todd or Steve? They don't have names. You don't fucking care.
Mm.
That's what it is. And then it's a conservative dude that is dating a trans girl that is against the conservatives right now, which is his intention to kill Charlie Kirk. You create this whole entire story.
And you text him about it afterwards. This is what I just did.
I just did all of these things specifically.
Yeah, I don't think Tyler Robinson did it at all.
Well, to be honest, we don't even know if a Tyler Robinson exists. You can find him in socials and stuff, but it's all
Even the
suspect.
deeper you go, like the whole fact that there was like the trap door underneath the thing, and then the projector above him. You know what I mean? Like that whole scenario is so deep and crazy that I don't even know what to believe anymore.
Cat Williams, I started his comedy thing last night. It's pretty funny because he's like, on my spare time, he's like, I sneak into the Illuminati and I find out the details. And then I come running back to you guys and I share all those details. He's like, I can't tell you everything I see, but I do know with JFK, the part of the video they don't show you is this. I do, but it's so funny because it's like we think that you're just spun a narrative on anything and everything that ever happens, and people don't have time to do a deep dive. You just buy it.
Have you seen that part of the JFK video where the driver pulls the gun?
Have I seen it?
Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah, it's on the internet. And it shows the driver.
What?
Because everybody's so like they're watching the video, they're not even thinking about the driver. And then he gets capped and
The magic bullet.
yeah, then his wife freaks out or whatever. But yeah, if you watch the video, I don't know if it's like a recreation of it or whatever, but I've seen the video where the driver literally goes like this. And he like
JFK or JFK Jr.?
The president of the United States,
Okay.
JFK.
I'm
yeah, it shows
asking.
the driver and pop it. You know what I mean?
New footage emerges.
Yeah.
And then once you see the video, you're like, man, I mean, that whole scenario in general, it's like, they don't know who fucking killed him because he's driving down.
It was Oswald, dude. Lee Harvey, dude. Tyler Robinson did it.
It sucked to piss off the wrong person.
I don't even think you're pissing him off. I think you're just living your life as a guy, and then you're the one that they put up there. MK Ultra stuff.
Or do you think they're not even real either? At that point, they're just like, yeah, we're gonna.
You only need them for the temporary. Our attention spans are so short that you just need to identify him.
That makes
You need to put him in jail.
That makes you wonder where's Tyler Robinson at in his trial right now? Did they know?
We don't know that. We don't even know where he's at. And if you went to visit him, I'm sure you can't. You know, like I'm sure that he's just in a box,
Or is he?
a fictional box. This is my whole point, though, is like I don't know what to believe, and so then I just kind of shut down because I tend these days to believe the wildest idea because it's probably the truth is probably
The strangest part.
the truth is wilder than the conspiracies, which makes the conspiracies more digestible.
Yeah. Yeah, it sucks when you start going out in public and you start talking about these things and the looks that people give you. And
You're really crazy.
Like the ones I give you.
yeah, like
Like-
that one right there.
like-
Yeah, I get that a lot.
I just think that the world that we live in is scripted. It's made to believe. Authenticity exists only in your tribe. That's really the only thing that you can kind of believe in is your people that are around you immediately.
I agree with that.
And then it's experience and time that let you buy into the narrative that you spin on them even. Like I trust you over the last 13 years because I've seen you for 13 years and you've been consistent. You'd have to be a real good actor to like penetrate that, you know? And I think that face-to-face interaction, at least on our level, our socioeconomic status, our demographic, is easier to read authentic people for the most part. But I think when you get into media and you get into money or control or anything that has a little bit of power, I believe that the narrative comes alive. This is what we have to tell them. This is the story we need to spin. You have lawyers, you have a defense attorney and a prosecutor, and they're both spinning two entirely different stories on reality, which sucks. That like the jury has to make a decision on which one to actually believe, that there's not even truth in that. Like there's no truth in anything. Like it's all you're innocent until proven guilty. You're
Not
guilty
true.
until
Not
innocent,
true.
actually. But like if you go to jury trial, you have two professionally trained lawyers that are just trying to exploit the law on either side. And you can be completely innocent. How many people are on death row completely innocent because of an eyewitness or because of DNA or foul cops or whatever, And it's like they went to court and they were like, there's no way I'm going to get convicted, dude. I didn't do it. I didn't do it. And then they're not believed and they're made to be this serial rapist or serial murderer or whatever. And you're like, I wasn't even there. And then the facts don't even matter because they get rid of the evidence or they make it not legally obtainable or whatever. It's wild. Like the reality we live in is
a scary place.
Perceived different by multiple sides, which is very, very crazy to me. It's strange.
Mm.
And
what else we got?
I don't know. How long have we been going for?
Hour 38. We still got time for another
deep dive.
Another deep dive into something.
What's Shelly think about?
We never know. Coffee,
Flaming young
steak.
Sounds good.
That's a whole nother topic.
Steak?
Meat.
I mean, I could talk about that one.
Processed meat, how they feed millions every single day.
It's just like, okay, you think like, let's just do something like chicken wings. There's only 2 wings on a chicken.
Yeah.
2 drums.
Yeah.
If you're going to go order wings, how many are you ordering? How many were you ordering?
Let's minimize it and expand it on Super Bowl Sunday. How many wings?
A lot of fucking wings.
That's just one day.
Yeah, so you have to think, like, just get your calculator out real quick.
Okay.
We're
talking about chicken wings.
Yeah, for real. This is a real topic.
So it has been proven that they do grow chickens. They don't.
Dude, have you seen them? I've seen them videos. It's horrific.
Yeah, so like
horrific.
A normal sized chicken will grow to be like 1.5 pounds or whatever, and it takes 9 months to get there.
Or like 1.5.
When they grow the chicken, they can grow like a 4.5 pound chicken in like 90 days.
Yeah. No, they can't. They're stuffed in. They can't even walk. They're just literally on the ground. I've watched the videos. It's in school. It's gross. Yeah, it's gross.
Was part of it. I think Kentucky Fried Chicken was even made.
It's not Kentucky Fried Chicken anymore.
It's KFC.
Correct.
Because of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. What am I calculating?
I just want you to.
Which in prison they'd always give you the left leg, which we always thought was the leg they injected it into.
How do you know it's a left leg?
What?
What do you mean? You can't tell the difference between a right leg and a left leg?
No.
If they're all facing the same direction, it comes out like that.
What?
Dude, hold on.
What?
Fuck this other piece.
What?
You're going to tell me if I put a chicken there for you, you're going to know if it's its left or its right leg?
Yeah, because it has a location.
We're going to need to test this.
No, you could absolutely do it. But you're saying if you got the whole entire drumstick and wing.
So yeah, when you get like at the chicken that you get, in prison, it's the whole, it's the thigh part, it's the big piece of chicken.
The
joints at the hip joints on one side on everybody's chicken.
That's real?
Oh, that's very real.
You only got left legs?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
What? Oh, my brain just got blown.
In federal prison, you can have chicken every single day for lunch on Thursdays. Every Thursday. Doesn't matter which prison you're at in federal prison, whatever. Every Thursday.
Only in left legs.
Yeah. And so we were all under the impression that that's the one that they injected.
Oh, I'm going to need to research this.
Can't we find that out? Like, can't we find out why federal inmates
only
serve the left leg? That's
leg,
the craziest fact I've ever. I mean, that's
I've never mentioned this to you before?
No.
Oh, yeah.
No, bro.
It's real, bro.
You never found a right leg?
No, they'd all be the same. They'd all be the same.
Why is this actually on this list? The idea that only left leg chicken is served in federal prisons appears to be a persistent anecdotal myth rather than a documented policy.
That can't be real because he's saying that that's the way it was.
There's several rumors, and
It's not a rumor. It's
Not a rumor. I was there. I've been there. I was there.
Yeah, that's
Every
a wild,
Thursday, bro.
That's a wild thing. Okay, so how many federal inmates are there though? We do that math. Can we
There's 112. There's 112,000 inmates spread out over 100.
and you get one leg every Thursday.
125.
every single one of them, it's right here. Every single chicken leg is left.
What do you mean every single chicken leg is?
The left leg.
What is? Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying. We want to know why.
What?
You don't.
Why? I need to know.
But once it's like talked about and you're there, and then you get it every Thursday, of
It's
course
back.
you're gonna look and you're gonna be like,
Got a right one.
yeah, it's got me a rare.
What? That's crazy. Like, why?
I'm not sure, but I would like
Like
you.
you the life in. That's the injection. That's the injection spot.
Yeah, but it goes to the whole body.
But if it's I don't know.
I don't know either.
And to be honest with you, after eating it for so many years, like I don't necessarily care to now. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like, I
true
have my
that.
opinions, but
I eat bologna. I don't need to know the deets on that. So yeah, let's move on. Here's what I want you to do.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure that it's something like
Calculator.
192 million chickens a day is what the world eats. 192 million chickens a day,
Okay.
which means in a week, 1.5 billion chicken. You look up that number for me. I think it's 192 million a day.
how many chickens are eaten a day?
Yeah. I think it's 192 million. So if you do that by 7, that's literally 1.6 billion.
200 million to 206 million a day.
So let's just call it 200. It's much easier math. That's 1.4 billion a week. 1.4 billion a week, which means you're at 5.6 billion chickens in a 4-week month.
The U.S. is 24 to 26 million a day.
We're talking global.
World. Wow. That's wow.
So the
Wow.
global population is 8.3 billion, which means in 1.5 months of a human's existence, we have eaten the quantity of
Humans.
8.3 billion in 6 weeks. How? No, okay, so just do, how many farms do you need and how many chickens are they producing in that time frame to be able to keep up with 200 million chickens a day? Like you have to think like, okay, how many chickens are raised on an average chicken farm?
He's looking it up. That's mind blowing.
It's numbers that you can't even conceptualize.
Like, I'm over going, I haven't driven past that many chicken farms in America.
9 zeros. 9 zeros and an 8. That's how many chickens we're talking about in 6 weeks.
Commercial chicken farms typically house 30,000 to 50,000.
Okay, so do 200 million divided by, what'd you say?
We'll just use the high end, 50,000.
So a town of Casper of chickens, they're literally how do you raise that many chickens? That's an insane number. That's an insane number. But do the math on that real quick.
200 million divided by 50,000.
Yeah.
That's insane.
20 times 200. So it's probably 4,000.
Divided by 15, 1, 2, 3, 400. You have to have 400 chicken farms.
Well, that's not that. But and they have 50,000 chickens a day, or 50,000 chickens period. And how long does
No,
that
that's how many they house.
a house?
That's not.
So that's what I'm saying. So how long does it take to get a chicken from baby to
6 to 7 weeks.
6
And
to 7
I was already
weeks?
up there.
And then you're on a lag too. You're on 7 weeks of growing chicken. So you're not producing 50,000 a day. So you got 7 weeks, and you probably have babies all the way up. So 7 weeks times 7 days is call it 50 days. So 50 days, you have 50,000 chickens. So that's 5,000. So that's 1,000 chickens a day.
So factory, they're doing it. They've speeded up to 4 to 7 weeks. roughly 42
When
days
they say
at
that, they
max.
That's 6 weeks, 42
Yeah.
days. So you're getting rid of 1,000 chickens a day. So in 200 million, if you drop 3 zeros, that brings it down to 200,000. And then, so you're literally 100,000 chicken farms to get 1,000 chickens a day. 200,000 chicken farms to get 1,000 chickens a day. 200,000 chicken farms. You think there's 200,000 chicken farms?
I don't think so.
No.
The math don't lie.
Remember when we did the math on how many McDonald's? Were you with me?
Yeah.
When we did how many McDonald's there were?
How many burgers does McDonald's alone sell a day?
Hold on. We're getting way off track. But we looked up how many McDonald's there were, and we come to the conclusion that most cities have multiple McDonald's, right?
Yeah.
But there's only like something like 12,000. We'll look it up.
Yeah. Well, he's looking that up.
McDonald's?
No, you look up how many McDonald's locations there are. Look up how many McDonald's burgers are sold a day. This number is gonna fucking blow you.
13,000. 13,700.
That's,
So you're trying to tell me
wait a minute. There's more.
our McDonald's.
Well, we're talking national. You're talking national versus international. We're talking our numbers for the 200 million chickens a day is international. It's only 25 million for America. Either way, our point being is, where's all this meat coming from? Where's all this meat coming from that we eat?
They grow it. They grow it.
Even that, it takes a lot of labs.
What do you say? A lot of lab.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you have a lot of things going on to feed this number of people.
Unless, of course, we're lied to about the size of the earth and the population of the earth.
Okay, so that leads me to my next thing. I know what 50,000 looks like because we're from Casper. I know what 200,000 looks like because we're in Fort Collins. I know what 500,000 looks like from the city of Denver, or 5 million from all of the cities surrounding it.
Yep.
I know that we can go to New York, and I don't know what New York Metro is, but I think New York State has 27 million, and I think 15 million or something are in.
It won't let me
City.
pull it up. I keep putting it in. It won't let me pull it
Yeah,
up.
probably not.
Try it,
Actually, you-
Zach.
Shutting this down.
Yeah, I think that it's crazy because, yes, I have a problem believing that there's that many people on Earth. But then you look at it, we looked up the size of Pakistan last week. We looked up the size of Chile. We learned that Pakistan has 250 million people in it.
Which is crazy.
We learned that China has 1.2 billion, or nearly 2 billion, and India has 1 billion people. So, like, you could go to those places. We could go to Delhi. We could go to Beijing. Like, we could book trips and go there. I think
Do you want to go there?
Japan more than Beijing. I don't really want to go to China. I'd love to go to Japan.
That'd be cool.
But my point is that we can visit. We could, if we won the Powerball, we could visit every huge city and see all the hubs. My stepmom worked for the census. Yes, to travel all the big cities. Unless we just can do something with these cool mics and afford us to go check stuff out.
I'm trying to manifest some money for sure.
I'm manifesting anything, dude. We're gonna do something to allow us to go do research and experience life. Either way, I think there's probably a lot of people. I mean, there's people everywhere. There's people wherever you go.
Are they real though?
I mean,
NPCs and stuff.
I think I'm real.
I think.
Well, we
they're-
know that you're real, and I know that you're real. But when I go to the grocery store and I see, a handful of people, I don't know. I could easily be persuaded into believing that they're not. Like they're just
NPCs, non-players.
Yeah.
I keep rubbing your leg.
What?
Hey, buddy. So I thought it was the armrest, and then I went like,
he's been
it's
doing
not connected.
We don't judge
It's
over
like-
here. I'm just
No, but
saying.
this brings me to a whole nother point, dude. There comes ADD brain.
Oh,
So
good.
like,
Maybe we should stick to the meat.
okay,
Save that for the next one.
So how many farms we have to get up to just the chicken end of things? That's not
We do not have 200,000 major chicken farms in the United States.
worldwide.
worldwide, 200,000. How many countries are there? 192 countries
Something like that, yeah.
in 192.
Something like that. Seems right. I don't feel dumb for that. I mean,
What else have we been?
That would make it so that there's 1,000 farms per every country ever in all existent in all of them.
1,000 farms per country.
If there was 200 countries,
Yeah.
193. You were close.
So yeah, let's just use that basic math, right? 1,000 per country. And there's 13,000 McDonald's in the United States.
And most countries are like one of our states. Most countries are like one of our states. So we got 50 states in America. That's the size of most countries, if we're being real. Like you go in Europe,
Chile and Pakistan and India.
well, Chile's really thin. It's like 1 mile. It's just 3,000 miles long. I mean, just joking, but it's not like,
Okay, here's how many burgers are sold in a day. How many? Just take a guess.
we already did this. It's a lot, dude.
I'm pretty sure they have to go through 1,500 cattle a day to provide for the McDonald's burgers in America.
which really isn't that many.
It doesn't sound like that many until you get to like
75
Six-
burgers every second. There's
How many?
75 every second.
75
There's
burgers a second?
That's worldwide.
75 burgers a second
That's,
isn't even that many.
it's 6 million.
Yeah, but there's
6.48 million a day
It's not an 8-hour day. That's a 24-hour day.
globally.
6.5 million a day burgers.
4,500 per minute.
You keep giving me different numbers. I keep clarifying what you're saying.
Yeah.
Daily global sales, 6.48 million burgers per day. 6.5 million burgers a day.
It's impossible.
2.36
just
billion a year.
Just those two facts right there between the chicken and the beef. It's ain't that much farm. I just ain't that much.
Well, I know that livestock represents something like 40% of America, like in land, in the use of land. Look up how much of America is used for livestock, land-wise. I'm pretty sure it's 40%, which is crazy. 4 out of every 10 square miles is livestock.
You just don't see it because we live in the city. Once you get out to like Nebraska and Iowa,
I hear you.
Yeah.
Is that what it is?
Missouri, a lot of farm.
41%.
41%.
That is still a crazy statistic.
650
Because
billion acres.
Even when you get to like all of northern Colorado, like Greeley and all that's got it's got farmland.
Which makes sense because you have 4 farms that represent the size of like fucking Fort Collins. Like farms are big.
Yeah.
And so they do just represent more land. But it's crazy that 40% of our land is used to raise meat for us. And so then I think this is where, and this is my only argument for, right, that it makes sense, is that 40% of America's land, which is 3.7 million acres, or 3.8 million square miles. So 40% of that is 1.3 million square miles is used for livestock. And they're just raising cattle. That's what they're doing. Hundreds and thousands of heads of cattle. And they're on a production line, whether or not it's not a physical production line, but they're raising them, they're shipping them, they're slaughtering them. They're raising them, they're shipping them, they're slaughtering them. That's all they're doing from their whole entire lives. And I think that our scope of the size of that is where we can't comprehend. Like we can't comprehend 6.5 million burgers a day. We don't see the back story. We don't see how much is actually being done. I mean, we can look at everything though, to think how many cars are sold in America in a day. It'll blow our minds. Because where's all that steel coming from? Where's all the wiring coming from? There's literally factories that are just full-time creating wiring harnesses and electronics. And there's companies that are creating full-time gaskets and seals and engine mounts. And there's companies that are just making steel so that the auto industry can produce. The number of vehicles the auto industry in America creates in a day is crazy, because it's like, where are they selling all these cars and where are all the old cars going? So I think it's everything that we do. Everything that we do, we can't understand the full scope.
That's crazy. I don't know if I believe that. There's no way.
That's what I'm saying. Tell me the number.
I want you guys to guess.
Which?
How many cars are sold in U.S. per day?
100,000.
You think there's 100,000 cars?
I don't know. I just swung for the fence.
43,000.
42,000.
42. You just looked it up.
It says
When?
42 to 46.
42,000 cars a day?
That's
When?
approximately new passenger vehicles are sold in the U.S.
Multiply that number by 365, please. You're good. I was just joking.
That was a pretty good guess.
2,000 and 365. Let's check this out.
Or
It
did
should be
it-
like 12 million or
42,000 times 365. 123. Down to 3. So 15,330,000.
15 million cars a year, bro.
So it says.
15 million
If that's
brand
the case,
new cars.
Yeah, if that's the case, what happens to all the old cars?
And how many new car or used cars are being purchased? There's 15 million new cars.
Yeah, these are new cars.
And so new cars to used cars, I would imagine you're 3 or 4 to 1, which means you're telling me 60 million used cars are sold a year?
This sounds like this sounds made up to me.
That's what I'm saying. All of it seems made up. Think about cotton. How many shirts are sold in America in a day? Like you have to think of everything that we own.
Shirts makes more sense because everybody can afford a shirt all the time. Well, I shouldn't say that.
That's crazy to think there's money for every shirt constantly.
A new car is like, if somebody buys a new car,
Where do you work?
Yeah.
How are there 15 million
Yeah.
people that can afford new cars every single year, all of the time, constantly? Because that, okay, so
never bought a new car.
I never owned a new car. I got a 1-year-old car, my Explorer. But it's not new now. It's 5 years old.
It's got a brand new engine.
Well, it's new now because of that engine, but all the other stuff's not new inside, right? It's just wild to me the number of things that
Does your odometer say 0 on it now?
no.
That's bullshit.
Why would it?
Because you got a new
You
so
have
You
a
you
new
can't
motor.
reset an odometer on a car. Why can't I just buy a new box? Like whatever is working in there. It's not a fucking rotator anymore. It's an actual digital thing. How can you reset the odometer if you put an engine in it? Why haven't I done that? Why can't I?
I don't know. I think you should be able to.
I would think so.
You should at least do your tripometer so you know how
I
you
can't let that thing just ride.
You have multiple trips.
I have 2. I use them.
Well, you should do one
I know, but
for your engine.
no, I do.
No, you don't. I can tell you don't.
I just,
So are you trying to talk?
I know it's at 106 when it started. I knew that it had 106 when it
So
started.
you're just gonna always do that?
It's really easy now.
That's crazy. You had to have a new engine at 100.
You use your tripometers that much where you can't.
I have OCD with numbers. I literally repeat it every single gas fill up I do. I look at my current miles per gallon, and then I look on road trips. Like I do a whole.
Doesn't
entire
your
road
car
trip.
break it down for you? Doesn't it have a thing where it says you're getting 14 miles?
I do the math. When I fill up my tank, I divide it by the number of gallons that I put in and where my mileage is at, and I do my math and figure it out. Which is, yes, it does it pretty accurate.
It is. When does it happen? One of these days you're gonna be doing it, and you're gonna be like, "Oh, it's 0.1 mile." No, but this car is not.
I know that you're like trying to rationalize what OCD is, but it's like, let me just explain what OCD is for me, okay?
Mm.
Right now, my eyes are fixed on the fucking Pokemon boxes and how they're not fucking perfectly
They're
aligned.
definitely
And
not.
I'm focused on the cords on the floor, and I'm focused on why my door is open, but it's not open all the way to the wall. And I'm focused on the blue box that's back there, and I'm focused on why that table's not centered directly with this opening of my office doors. And I'm focused on this blank, like all constant. These blinds are annoying as
That's terrible. That one's rough. No, all of them. Look, look. Half of them are
That's what I'm
facing
saying.
down,
So,
half
like,
are
the
facing
things that
out.
your brain doesn't have to pay attention to, that my brain is like a scream engine horn in all of the time. It's
Hyper.
wild. So I'm pretty like that. You don't know that I'm going crazy all of the time. It's pretty wild. So with my car, yeah, I can't possibly leave a trip meter on for 70,000 miles. I need both of them.
You don't need.
I know that I don't need both. I don't want any of the things that I focus on. I don't want none of them. If there was a magic thing that I could do to get rid of OCD, I would. But I'm obsessive and I'm compulsive, and it happens. And I don't know why that blanket bag is just on that shelf hanging.
I did that.
Gross. That's gross. They don't get to see any of this.
I did to try to block the sound from that one cubby hole
I'm glad that it's working.
because he told me to put the boxes in each one of those cubbies, and so I ran out of cubby boxes.
And you did great. I'm not even criticizing you. It's my.
I mean,
Like the top three kind of go together, and on the bottom three kind of. But I can see the shit
No.
why is there 5 over there and 2 over here?
because I filled those ones up first because this is where most of them were at. I got over here and I had one left, 2 left.
You did.
And not only that, but those cubbies do not fit the boxes. See how it's weird how those ones fit? Those ones don't fit over here.
Well, because that has 7 cubbies. This one only has 6, which is why these are bigger.
Right. But yeah.
Yeah. So if he just put the wrong number, which I don't even know how he did that because that's awful. It's like literally bad. It's real bad. I'm gonna fix that. Either way, though, that's why I can't do that. That's why I can't just leave a trip meter on that whole time. Just check out, I know, but you're making it just a simple thing like it's just a choice.
It is a choice.
What is?
Choosing not to be OCD.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you unsubscribed from the podcast. You just put your mic up on and said, fuck it.
Sure.
I get it.
It's back. We're back.
Ha! Shelly's around, dude. I don't know. I just looked over. She's like, I've been done.
I'm just in the conversation. I'm just not part of the podcast.
He's just the full-time guest that we constantly have to coach on having. Oh, I am. Oh.
It's a lot of work. You don't have to do all this.
We'll make this. Either way,
I would appreciate it.
To talk about, and we could keep going, but we've hit the 2-hour mark. So
you don't have OCD in any area of your life? Welding?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, like I'll go out in public and I'll look at structures, and I'm like, that's not good.
That's your area of expertise, though. That's like I sold satellite. I look at satellites on houses when I sell wood. Yeah, I see sheets, houses, and stuff. So I'm talking more about like if you go into like if you looked at my pictures out there in the hallway and that cow was tilted to the left.
If it was tilted, yeah, I'd see it.
And I'm not saying see it. Would you do anything about it?
Nah, I wouldn't care. It's not my cow.
I go to restaurants and see picture frames that are crooked. I've straightened them.
Sometimes I'll be walking through and I'll see it tilted, and I think it's kind of cool.
I go to people's homes and I just something needs to be done that's bothering me. I do it.
If I go into your bathroom and I see, I'll fix that.
You have to. And then I talk to the people.
Yeah, and I'm like, we need to talk. Yeah. Are you that big of a psychopath that you don't realize that you could?
Yeah, dude, it goes over out, not behind. That's gross.
Behind it.
Yeah, what are you doing? What are you doing there? There's a few things like that too that are just like
that'll fix the.
I realized how bad my OCD is later on in life too. It's definitely manifested way more 30 to 40 time frame. It was even like Shelly just staying here. She'd clean the kitchen. And I literally one day had to be like, you got to stop. Because first of all, it's affecting me and like the way I feel about myself. And secondly, like when I got to like double check dishes that were done and look at them and stuff. And like because I wasn't doing it myself, I would question, it would literally go so far as I would look at every dish in the cupboard and be like,
we have to wash all these.
I have to wash all the dishes. Like, I don't know why. It's like it spreads, and I just don't know. I think something is little like when I start to do the dishes, I spray off the sponge and clean the sponge as good as I can, and scrub the sponge, and then I make sure the sponge is clean, and then I clean dishes. And whenever I wash a dirty dish and I get some stuff on the sponge, I clean the sponge off again before I clean the next dish. Like every single dish, I don't just clean all the dishes and then accept them as clean. And so that's my OCD and how it manifests. And then when if I'm in the know, like if she did the dishes and put them all away and I was not in the know, I'd probably be okay. But like if I watch her do the dishes and I see anything that she doesn't do exactly like me, and this is with Sydney or anybody, I have a little mini, not a panic attack, but like a little mental attack where I'm like, oh God, that means all the dishes are like that right there. And then I start to like freak out. Like I won't use you saw me cleaning the Gremlins dish today because you made tea in that last week. Somebody made tea in that. Well, you made the tea and it had moldy spots in it in the thing. And so I sprayed it all out, but then I saw that it was clean today and I pulled it out of the cupboard and I literally had to rewash it to make sure that it was clean. And not only that, the sponge that was used on this cup last night with the mold on it was then just moved to the next cup and washed that cup and then moved to the next cup, which means the mold from the one cup was just used to clean all the other dishes, which means mold was just spread to all the other dishes and assumed to be clean because other people didn't have the OCD that I have that would have made sure that they're clean. So then my brain goes, if you want something done right, you got to do it yourself. Which is a tough spot to be because then I go out and eat all the time and those dishes are luckily by a machine, which I trust more than any person.
That's the worst. No. No. Oh, it's gross. It's gross.
That's exactly why I'll never. I can't.
Like if you like hire a chicken.
Yeah, the only like I never.
Like you won't work with it.
I'm just like. No, I've never worked fast food. The only restaurant job I had, I worked as a dishwasher for about 2 weeks.
I was gonna say like 4 hours.
It's gross
I
back
could
there.
never never back of house. I always worked front of house for restaurants. I did work at Taco Bell. It was my first job, 16. I worked at Subway, and I did that shit. You know?
Yeah, I don't ever want to do that.
Taco Bell was the worst. By far. Dirty.
Imagine what they do.
Dirty.
The restaurant I worked at was a nice restaurant, and then you're in the back of the house. You're like, this is gross. You know, I don't want to. I'm not gonna eat here. And then you start thinking about that's how
I love Outback. It's one of my favorite restaurants, and I worked there for years.
You told me how much you love Outback, and I think you're crazy.
Why?
You think it's better than Longhorn Steakhouse?
Yeah.
You think it's better than Texas Roadhouse? You're talking about Outback Steakhouse.
I've had a terrible one, and I've had a pretty good one. I'm not a huge Outback fan. I'm not a huge Outback fan either. Like,
It's not just like a luxury fucking steakhouse.
I didn't say it's luxury. I said it's consistent and fire. Totally different things.
Longhorn Steakhouse is good.
I didn't say it's not.
You said it was better than that.
You're trying to say what my favorite should be.
No, you told me what your favorite. You told me your favorite is.
I don't know. Longhorn's pretty good.
He told
It's-
me that
it's
Outback
pretty good.
Steakhouse is better in his opinion.
Yeah.
Longhorn Steakhouse.
If I had to choose from all three and Outback was here, I'd eat Outback anytime. Every time.
Isn't that wild?
I think I've only
I
eaten
know
it.
what they do.
I've only eaten it like 3 times.
I
so.
know their mission statement. I know how they operate. They make everything
I
fresh
know their
every day,
mission
except for their barbecue sauce and their ice cream. Every single thing's made fresh daily. The croutons on
What?
up.
Is this an advertisement?
I'm just
Like,
telling you. I know that.
Open one up, then.
I'll eat my steak every day. I'll take that.
You should open one up. We don't have one here.
Yeah, it closed down.
Weird.
It's a Black Eyed Peas now.
That's weird. Huh.
Well,
Hmm.
you know, I don't know where they get their cows, but their meat is.
And so that's the crazy thing is I think most restaurants all get their food from Cisco, which is a major.
A good majority. A good majority do.
Meats. I think they probably get their meats because I know that Outback. I don't remember now because it was 20 years ago, but they would order all of their meat was brought in X amount of time fresh, and it wasn't brought in with the Cisco truck. I don't believe. I guess I don't know the answer to that, but I can't imagine. Like they prided themselves in. I don't know if it was Prime or Choice. Which one's higher?
Probably Prime. Choice. I don't remember.
Either way,
I don't remember.
They brought all their meat in, and they were proud of it, and it was good stuff. I liked it. Either way, I think we can wrap her up. Good talk. Epstein.
Yeah, it's Prime. Just questioning myself. It's Prime. I was a little lost. That's normal though. Well, I don't know any of the like news and all that
Don't
stuff
know that.
going on.
Don't do that. Yeah, we didn't really learn anything. Well, we did learn. We learned the meat game. We looked up some statistics on meat. That was pretty crazy.
Crazy numbers.
I don't know where it all comes from, but it's a wild game we play. Either way, until next time.
Bye.
So.